hey, girl. Hey, girl.
Hey, melanin dripping, sweet candy coated honey bar, good looking. The way how you moving, put me in the mood, I'm glad to see you. Your waistline on the baseline, so attractive, I wanna be a captive. I see a smile on your face now, so beautiful, I know you're original.
So come push back on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come wind up on me, don't hold back, y'all, just be free. I love how you dance and show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance to me, baby, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we still grooving. I love how you dance and show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance to me, baby, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we still grooving. Cause we still grooving. Cause we still grooving. Cause we still grooving.
Come talk to me, girl. Classy and intelligent, are you on the world? I let me sit face to face. Know your feet detention, just had to mention. Your brown eyes, shining bright, so gorgeous and glowing like sunlight. Hear your voice, angelic high, so amazing, I wanna keep this going.
So come push back on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. Come wind up on me, don't hold back, y'all, just be free. I love how you dance and show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance for me, baby, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we still grooving. I love how you dance and show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance for me, baby, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we still grooving. Cause we still grooving. Cause we still grooving. Cause we still grooving.
Hey, girl, I wanna take you home with me.
And hey, girl, show you good energy, yeah.
Hey, girl, I wanna treat you right, you see.
Hey, girl. So come wind back on me, I wanna see if we got good chemistry. And come wind up on me, don't hold back, y'all, just be free. I love how you dance and show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance for me, baby, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. I love how you dance and show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance for me, baby, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. I love how you dance and you have my attention. And dance for me, baby. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. I love how you dance and show off. You have my attention. And dance for me, baby, step out. Keep it moving, we're still grooving. Aye. Cause we're still grooving. Step out. Hey.
I think I'm gonna really give up this life. Just try to be a better guy, But wait, man, they got a good girl, and they really feel like go treat you a certain way.
I understand. So what's up with you?
The girls. Some things about kind of resolve. I think I can just, apologize and start fresh and clear the slate, and hopefully, that will work out for me.
Well, if it makes you happy, give it a try. She deserves it, right?
Hey, give you a call and see how it works out, man.
Let me know how it goes.
For sure. Thanks, man.
No problem.
How you doing? Before you hang up, can you just listen for a while? I was stupid, I'll admit it. Should've never done anything to take away your smile. So I dropped my pride, all my cards are laid. I know I hurt you most definitely, and I'm trying to make it right. I wanna take away your pain. Said you need your space and you're trying to live, but I'm really hoping that you can forgive me. I'm wrong, I wrote this song, it's been too long. Forgive me, baby. Baby, please, this is my apology. I was wrong, I was wrong. Don't you leave, this is my apology. I was wrong, I was wrong. So baby, can I come over and show you how sorry I am? I'll make you my lady tonight. Oh, if you want it, put your request in and I'll be on it. We'll make sweet love all through the night. Oh, I didn't know you would pick up the phone, and now I'm wondering if you were alone, girl. If so, just let me know. I wanna plan a rendezvous. Please forgive me, don't turn away. I wanna try again starting today, honey. I'll fight, I'll treat you right. See me tonight, I'll fix this, baby. Baby, please, this is my apology. I was wrong, I was wrong, girl. Don't you leave, this is my apology. I was wrong, I was wrong. Don't you leave, no, no. I was wrong, I apologize. Oh, believe me, I do. I apologize. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I am. I'm sorry. I am. Baby, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I am. I'm sorry. I am. Baby, please, this is my apology. I was wrong. I was wrong, girl. Don't you leave. My apology. Oh, baby, please. Ooh, I was wrong. I apologize. This is my apology. I do. I apologize. I was wrong.
Hello?
Hey babe, what you doing?
Nothing.
Can you come over?
Yeah, not easy.
Anybody ever told ya what a woman really is? If you ever get the moment, show them how much they give. You're a shoulder I can cry on, arms I can embrace. Is to hear my deepest thoughts, protect her night and day. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. You are amazing, cause you have given life. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. You are all amazing. I try to describe. You are woman. Yes, you are, yes you are, you are woman. Yes you are, yes you are, you are woman. Yes you are, yes you are, you are woman. Yes you are, yes you are.
You have birthed the nations, a nurturer you are. You bless us with your wisdom, and you tended every scar. You have found me broken, you have shown me light. You ignited all my passions, and loved me through the night. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. You are all amazing, cause you have given life. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. You are all amazing. I try to describe. You are woman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are woman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are woman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are woman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
To be a woman is to be blessed with unparalleled intuition, to be powerful, power independent of place or position. To be a woman is to be a mother, giving birth to sons and daughters, ideas, institutions, and business ventures. To be a woman is to be the current inspiration, the future aspiration of a young lady, of a little girl.
You're a masterpiece of harmony, a melody of life. You're a gem, a diamond flower in spring, you're one of a kind. You're a masterpiece of harmony, a melody of life. You're an African queen flower in spring, you're one of a kind. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. So you are amazing. I try to describe. You are woman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are woman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are woman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are woman. You are woman. You are woman. You are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are woman. You are woman. So you are woman. Hey. And when obstacles manifest as natural, you are born for this.
To be a woman is to be the heart of the system, to be the one who brings life into our world.
Warning. What you are about to hear goes against traditional romantic counsel expressed by friends, family, and Instagram memes and quotes. Open-mindedness is advised.
Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. And welcome to another edition of The Senate. I'm your host, Neil. He is your host, Derek. And together we are your senators for this evening. So, my brother from another mother. My ma already get already. So, what's the story, man? What's going on?
Man, I hear, man. I see Jennifer in the house early.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, Jennifer. Good night. As always, good to see you. But yeah, I hear quite had a little headache earlier this evening. The Kevin had the crank your dog.
Yeah, shout out Kevin. Shout out Kevin all the time.
You know, that's all Kevin says for the night, you know. No other comments, just your dog.
Yeah, man.
But we appreciate you. Claire is in the house finally. She
Yeah,
said she
Claire.
couldn't get on. She couldn't comment on Tuesday, but we happy to see you as always, Claire. Yeah, man. I wanted to get in the gym and get a little workout today, but feeling a little tired, had a little bit of a headache, so I got to the gym, but I didn't do anything. I just sat in the car park for a little bit. They just went back home, you know. But here now, ready to do the show as always.
As
Kind of
always.
like the highlights of my Tuesday and Thursday night, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
definitely highlights of my week.
Yeah, man, definitely. Tamiko, good night to you as well. Always good to see you. So yeah, man, I hear quite ready to rock. What about you, man? How things on your end?
Man, I good, you know. I good. When my Dario Wave, she's on break. The ghost of Dario Wave in the building.
It's a good man, a good man.
A good man for true. Yeah, I just here, you know, I got a slightly new setup I train. You know,
I see that, man. I see that. You got great swagger.
Yeah, man. My son bought me a ring light, so I decided to try something. Had some lights there so that we got at Christmas. So I had to put some in the background, you know, turn off the above light. Try something a little swaggerific, you know what I mean? So
Get sex.
yeah, so people let me know what you think in the comment section about what you got going on here in terms of my background and the setup and everything like that, the camera position, everything like that. And yeah. So Derek, we had some music. We had some dulcet voices of G-Syndicate.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I see Derek posting like they're working. Yeah. Don't worry, Derek, though, because we could get you sorted out.
We can organize it.
Yeah, we always up anything. But anyhow,
make it nice.
Yeah. So Claire said to go with the new hair. Just, you know, Claire's been a while. I put in product in my hair. You know, I'm trying to trying stuff, curly up my hair. Anyhow, okay. Derek, push the You gonna follow me just now?
Yeah, just some.
Yeah. I like that, Steve. Club Hoy. We could call this Club Senate. Club Senate.
I like it.
Club Senate. Anyhow, Derek, push G-Syndicate. All jokes aside, let me get down to talking about G-Syndicate, the Caribbeans, and the Western Hemisphere's premier acapella group.
Yeah, man. G-Syndicate. G-Syndicate6.com. G-Syndicate6 on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. As always, check us out, follow, like, share, subscribe as always, you know. Do the same thing right here at the Senate podcast, because we had 135 subscribers, Neil. It's great stuff. So yeah, man. Check out G-Syndicate. Big up the guys, Kiamal, Waden, Mark, Brett, and Antonio. We doing everything. We doing everything, man.
Yeah, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. As everybody knows, before every Tuesday and Thursday's episode of the Senate, what Derek would do is he would post something on his social media to drum up conversation. This is no different. We are continuing this theme of, things men should know or should speak out on. Particularly, we spoke on Tuesday about things men should know before they get married. Spoke about that length. And here now we're speaking on why men don't share, why men don't open up, why men are so hesitant to, share with the world or with their partner. So Derek, you know how it is. Cue us up, take us home.
Yeah, man. So I saw this post on the Spiritual Word. We do a lot of content from them. We review a lot of content from them. And this post is amongst the others that we would review from them. This one says, men sharing why they do not open up to women or explain how they feel to them. They explain how they feel to their women. So we ask the question, why is it that men do not open up emotionally to their partners? Now, the post had a set of responses itself, and we can go through some of those now. I don't know if you're ready, Neil.
This is
and it came about because a lady asked the question, why do men shut their partners out when they're assume that's supposed to be going, but she says when they're doing through stuff. And she says it's unfair. Right?
Hold on 1 second for me. I am looking. Hold on 1 second. You can keep talking. I just need to, as usual, I have downloaded the file, but I can't type right, but All right, well,
This
go
is
ahead,
Justin Clark in the house. Big up Justin. Always
Yeah,
good
shout
to
out
see you,
Justin,
my
yeah,
brother.
man.
And yeah, she wanted to know why it is that men shut up their partners. And I found since we started this space, Neil, and the constituency, the host tonight, since we started this space, I've noticed that people say they want to hear from men. People say they value men's opinions, but that's only theoretical. I find often the approach is, man, you could get over it a lot. And men don't really have the opportunity to say what they want to say and for it to be taken with the level of seriousness that is required. As you guys know, I like stand-up comedy. Lately, I'm a huge Chris Rock fan, but lately I came into, since coming into this space, I was introduced to Patrice O'Neal. And he said, Patrice O'Neal says that a man will rarely give you honesty, right? Women can say what they want to say. I say this all the time. Women say what they want to say, however it land. You as a man deal with it. But men, we have to be like, okay, I have a thought. My thought comes up. It goes to my brain. And before it gets to the tip of my lips, there's a filter that is engaged.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of just saying what I have to say, I have to filter it, send it back to my brain, and then work out, if I say this, will the juice be worth the squeeze? Will the ensuing argument, will the ensuing disagreement be worth, we call a spade, be worth me not getting any? Because that's really what boils down to. Men want peace at home so that they can get peace at home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So a man will have a thought, it will travel from his brain to his mouth, it's going to hit the filter. And the filter is going to say to him, nah, you don't really, go back to your brain there, so process this again. Yeah. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how men end up telling lies. This is how men end up telling lies. Because a man really truly can't tell you the truth. Right? Really doesn't want to tell you the truth. And we get the jokes all the time about, honey, do I look fat in these jeans?
Mm-hmm.
And a man can really say up front, well, it ain't the jeans. It got to do with the jeans. A man can't answer that, honest.
No, he can't.
So we come to the point where men have decided to shut down. And there's also another side of it where, because we've been disregarded, our opinions have been disregarded, because we are viewed as villains as well. Men decide, you know what? I really ain't got much to say on this matter. And because men are generally easy, we're fairly easygoing. Whatever you want to do, you do. I can work it out. Because as men, that's what we've been conditioned to do. We work it out. We make it work.
Mm-hmm.
Big up my boy Jaleel in the house. Just since men being upset or showing any type of anger is frowned upon. You ready for me, Neil?
Yeah, you ready?
Somebody will corroborate what I'm saying, because I know a lot of times when we say these things, they think that we make them up. They think that we are exaggerating, or that we are the aberration, we are the
outliers,
the outliers, the anecdotal.
Right.
But I want you to see, these are not just men here in Barbados and the Caribbean, these are men
all over the world. All over the world
and other places. Right? So here we go. The question was, why do men shut their partners out when they're going through stuff? I'm going to correct that for you, whatever her name is, Iriba Medelia or whatever it is. She says it's unfair. And the person responds, fella in verse Sashi says, because at some point you'll use it against him, whether intentional or not, because women, you don't know certain things can't be said, and when said, they can't be taken. Sorry, just won't cut it. And as I said, women will say what they gotta say, or if it land, you as a man, deal with it. Next one. And I love this one. The answer to this question is in the tweet itself, and she doesn't even have the self-awareness to realize it. First paragraph, the man has the problem. He's going through stuff. Second line, she's made it about herself. It's unfair to you, right? And that's why men don't. And that's why men don't. Because what would be the point? What would be the point? We got another one. We got it. Let me deal with the comments first because I want to address something after we've done all these. Because y'all don't tend to most times and just make it seem about you. Because I need space to myself doesn't mean I don't love a lady or don't have affection. Sometimes that moment of solitude is just needed to garner enough inspiration or get ideas for stuff. Sometimes a man men just want peace. It took off the substance. Men just want peace. And this is one with the ear.
Yep.
Man just needs some quiet.
Yep.
Right? Doesn't need the rapid fire coming at me, question, comment. Men don't like it. They're doing. Right? Let me borrow from Patrice O'Neill again. And I heard Nick's man do his version of this particular commentary where they say, men love you, but they don't like you. This is with regard to their partners. Men would love their partners, but they don't like them. They ain't trying to hang out with them. You don't have the same interests. I love you, but I don't like you.
We are not the same.
We ain't the same. I ain't looking to hang out with you. So Patricia say a fella downstairs, he watching football or whatever. His girlfriend comes down, wife, whoever comes down, and suddenly it's okay, but why the TV so loud, or why ain't here so cold? Turn off the air conditioning, turn on the fan. Why you eating a hamburger? Yeah, we should really eat this salad instead. What? You know what I mean? So suddenly, you're a little moment of peace. Your me time. Because people don't think men need me time. Right? People don't think that men need a moment to get away and just commune with himself. Suddenly, that has turned into us time. You as a man can't encroach on their time.
Oh, no.
But they can encroach on your time. So what you eating this? Eat a salad instead. Come, put your arm around me. Come, put your foot around me. Let me put my foot around you. So all of a sudden, now you went from the comfort of your man cave, with your air conditioning, your beer or whatever, and suddenly you drinking water and eating a salad and watching Lifetime. You know what I mean? A man is upset. But because he knows he cannot say, you confusing me, because no.
He shouldn't.
He shouldn't. Well,
if you want to maintain the peace.
Right. If he wants to maintain the peace, he can't say that. Because look, now, every time you go into that space, that is what the response will be. I know you want me in there. If I come around there, you know you can say humbugging you. Yeah? That is what you will hear. So men say, you know what? To keep the peace, let me eat this little salad and drink this little water and just stop in this hot fan and make myself happy. You know what I mean? Because again, men, we are conditioned to kind of work it out. Right? What else you got for me there, Neil?
I got all right, let me put the other one here on screen. Right. I agree.
Yes. I agree that it's not an ideal or healthy pattern. However, the fact that this thought ends with it's unfair means you feel it's something he's doing to you. But it's not about you. women need to separate themselves from the situation if you're going to be helpful at all. Let me dive in the chat. Because I see the chat going crazy a little bit. So let me just dive in the chat. Justin says men being upset or showing any type of anger is frowned upon. Tamiko says she was having this conversation tonight. Justin says, just this week, I witnessed a video of a woman hitting a man in the presence of a police officer here in Barbados. Women are expected to be emotional. We can come back to that. Steve says, do women care if men are unhappy in a relationship? If a woman is upset or unhappy, everyone is unhappy. But if a man is upset or unhappy, he'll have to get over it. He'll have to get over it when he gets over it. Dario says accountability isn't there. Jennifer, I learned that a long time ago, they just need some alone time. Both parties need me time. There is nothing wrong with that. Justice says, why you watching this foolishness is what the wife will ask. Happy wife, happy life. Dario's what they say. Never happy husband, happy home. Nah, that doesn't happen. Some women rob or peaceful time just out of spitefulness. Yeah, because really and truly, the thinking is, how is it that you can make yourself so happy all alone, but you're lost yourself? You know what I mean? And that is difficult. Greetings to you, Laura. That is difficult for some people to process, that a man can make himself happy with a TV, a mattress on the floor, some beer. that is
essentially it.
Yeah, and a man don't need much. You know, some people can't figure out how that is. Some women can't figure out how that is possible and why they would want to do that, right? Yeah, Justice said, "Don't watch this Lifetime film." Correct, but can't always be me time. Have to make time for us. Nobody's disputing that. You get a couple chick flicks a year. Yeah. All right, let me keep it 100, right? Let me keep it 100. 100 at the Americans say, right? When you encourage your man to come and go and watch, I don't know, the Notebook. You take your man to the movies to watch the Notebook or its equivalents. That is, no man wants to do that. No man wants to see that. Trust and believe. The same way you don't want to watch sports, your man don't want to watch nothing on Lifetime. Believe it. Yeah? Let me say that again. The same way you don't want to watch sports, your man don't want to watch nothing on Lifetime. Right? So, as Neil say, I think we are not the same. We're not the same. We can deal with that. We are not the same. We could be cool. Yeah? And it's all good. Because we are meant to complement, right? Where am I? Okay. Do you know how many women ask how men get along so well with their friends? Just a night out playing some dominoes makes you feel like a new man. And here's the thing about that, and I had this discussion with some ladies on another show. It was on last year. Women cannot fathom how it is that men will be friends for years, and a lot of times they don't even know one another real name. They don't know if they got children or not. They don't know who the woman is, which is sometimes a risk. You should let your man know who your woman is. Don't bring you around them, because your friends will hit your woman if you get the chance. But they don't know if your man got children. They don't know what you like to do with his work, nothing so. But bun tight. And the women on the show could not grasp that. Couldn't. Be just different. Yeah? What else we got there, Neil?
All right, we got next one is the issue isn't men.
Yes, the issue isn't men shutting out their partners. The issue is, if I tell you what I'm going through, what would you do to help? Just another, oh, sorry, baby, and small hug. And then he says, because the second I share my deepest fears with you, this is another one, is the second that the mental image you have of me, one of surety, poise, and strength, takes a hit. Then my weaknesses can be eared in a future disagreement or even used as a cudgel to shock me into submission. I love the fact that this guy got the word cudgel in there. But yeah, Straight facts. Straight facts. Gentlemen, how many times have you been in a disagreement? Not even a full-blown argument, a disagreement with a woman. And all the stuff that you would have shared, all that personal stuff that you figured, yeah, she got your back, this is my girl, this is my downfall. As you mentioned, somebody blocked my personal girl, and she dumped you like 4 flat tires and everything cool. You get a little noise and whoops, bam, something that you would have told her in confidence pops up. If that's ever happened to you, gentlemen, put a 1 in the chat. I see Dario asking what's Skippy's real name. Dario, I have no clue. Skippy live up with
I want you to know that. You know,
Skippy's my neighbor.
I want you to know that when you say Skippy just now, his first nickname comes to my head.
Name. Yeah, you can't put your first name for that.
No.
Put
not,
it today.
No, not what we call you know. You get cancelled. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, we're gonna encourage you to like, share, comment. Well, you all are commenting, but we're gonna ask you to subscribe, hit your notification bell so you don't miss anything. We have shorts, we have long form content, we have all sorts of content. If you like what you're seeing, if you don't like what you're seeing, like, dislike, consider hitting the subscription button so we can build this community and have a larger platform to make a difference. So,
yep, correct. And I can tell you guys, that's a fact. The stuff that you share in confidence will be weaponized against you. And I've heard another content creator, MTR, we talk about him all the time, mediocre tutorials and reviews. We got MTR, get better soon, MTR, we miss you.
Yeah, boy.
He says, if you have deep, serious issues, gentlemen, I know this is so bad for ladies to hear, gentlemen, if you want a woman to tell you your problems to, tell your mother. If you're close to your father, tell him first before you tell your mother. Yeah? Trust me, fellas. As long as we've been doing the show, how long is this? February?
February, yeah.
Yeah, man. Are we 67? Probably 65 episodes.
Yeah, 67.
Yeah, but we got 1 or 2 that were split up in 2, so we're thinking more like 65.
Oh, fair
enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
I have never put you guys wrong yet in them 67, we call it 67 episodes. Yeah? Tell your mother, tell your father, shoot, tell your boys. I tell the guys out all the time. You got something for your chest being you don't? Tell your man, tell your boys. But rest assured, you tell your girl, yeah, it can be weaponized. I got another one that we can share after all of this, after we go through these responses. Why, Jennifer? Because it will be weaponized against you if you share it with your girl.
Let me just say. There's a chance it will be weaponized. I won't say it is holistically going to be weaponized, but it has happened to me. One of my very first relationships. It was very well weaponized.
Okay, I see your deal. So we can do it this way. Not all, but enough to say it.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Keep me crack on here. We got some more.
Yeah. The next one is because a lot of
young women have made it abundantly clear that suffering or financial weakness is not acceptable in a partner. This hurts us both. Then there's a possibility that she has shown an inability to deal with hardship, so telling her won't make a difference. Lord have mercy. They ain't even there to sit down either.
You're right. I was here waiting to hear what knowledge you can impart. Cause
yeah, it can be profound, but my guy is hitting on the head. We name the Young God podcast. All right, we get the Young God podcast. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Women deal with stuff emotionally. They are masters of the emotional side of things. Right? Somebody, the school of thought that's why women can suffer through some bad relationships and be all right. One bad relationship is recommended because we don't understand how to deal with emotional stuff.
We can't process.
We don't handle it well. So that is why you see a guy would go into a relationship, get burned, and then become a super villain. Because we can't, it takes a lot off of us to process emotional stuff. Men are physical. That's why we show aggression and stuff like that. Which is why women can get away, to Justin's point earlier, with the physical aggression towards men. Because they know, because of the social contract, that nothing is going to happen in retaliation. Right? I really want to touch a point, but let me go forward here. We go forward. I really want to come back to it.
All right. You go ahead.
Yeah?
Before
you know it, you become social media content. When the relationship is over, I once dated this guy, they reduced his salary at work, that man didn't stop complaining, and I knew I deserved better. Once she is done with you, your struggles become content. Don't do it.
I find that particularly funny because we have cited examples of things that would have happened to us through the years. So some of our exes have become content, but believe me, if it wasn't for this space and it wasn't for showing examples, we wouldn't be out here talking our business like that.
Nope. It wouldn't happen. There's one, I really wanted to save this one for a short, Neil, but I'm going to send it to you because I think based on tonight's episode, I'm not going to save it. So we can forward this to you now, Neil, so that after we get into it, we can kind of go forward with that. So I got somebody coming to you there now.
Sheesh. All right.
Yeah. All right. So then the last one in terms of the responses, right? The last one in terms of, you got it there for me?
Yeah, men open up.
Yeah, men open up at the initial stages of the relationship. They get shot down, and she turns the conversation about her. Women vent while men talk to find solutions to a problem. When a woman responds to his expressed issues as venting, he'll never open up to you. Yeah. So when you don't want to hear from what your man has to say, he's not going to share because we've not been taught to share. All along the road coming up from small, men don't cry, boys don't cry. You know, there's this set of rules for boys to follow in terms of shutting down the emotional side of them. So when you get to a man who's going to share emotionally, and then you decide, you know what, my emotions matter a little bit more at this particular point, I don't really want to talk about that. This is what you have. This is Seesaw Walker saying, "What's going to get dragged on TikTok?" After he said what point in his marriage made him realize that it wasn't going to work. The women asked what was her side, made excuses for a woman they didn't even know. Seesaw Walker, whoever you are, welcome. Good to see you. As always, I hope you're subscribed.
I think that's my girl. That's my girl, Charlene. Charlene Walker.
Fantastic. Good to see you.
Thanks for joining.
Justin says men have also bought into the shenanigan that we are the problem solvers. So who solves our problems other than us? Correct. Yeah. The cussing pastor, your problems are not my emergencies. Remember that, gentlemen. You are not here to save everybody. You can't. You can't. Right? And now that Seesaw Walker has brought this up, right? And Justin talked about earlier, he watched a man getting beaten for the police and all that. Only this evening, I was having a discussion via WhatsApp with my guy, Georgie DeVere. And he was sending me, we all know about the video going out circulating with the girl who I think she's recently been charged and remanded for choking her 1-year-old.
That what? Right? What? Wait. Time out, my brother. Hold on. You can't just sound like that and expect everybody in the world. You know that I don't be in them streets like you. What?
Yeah, man. I tell you, I be in the social media back alleys, right? Here's the thing, Neil. Shout out Jason Bell. I see you.
Shout out Jason.
As always, my brother. Awesome. I see my boy anti-social lady crank as well. Good to see you. Now, yeah, she's been charged with choking. The video was circulating. She was choking her 1-year-old, right?
Wait.
And
I sorry to cut you, but ladies and gentlemen, what you're saying here is what happens in the Senate shorts, right? Derek brings stuff to me. I don't know what he's gonna say, but there is a video of a young lady choking her 1-year-old, as in somebody is filming it or the woman set up a tripod. There's no good involved. I just want to put out there, whether a tripod was set up or somebody filming it, there's no good involved.
I don't know who filmed it. I don't know if she was filming with one hand, and I don't know. And I don't want to, my sense of humor a little funny, and I just laugh at things I really shouldn't be laughing at. So you talk about tripod setting up and all that. I don't want to be laughing at this particular situation, right?
What?
But here's the challenge, right? Here is the challenge, right? Justin is asking where you live. For a long time, because Devera told me about this video a couple of days ago, I hadn't seen the video. And I found it interesting, right? I hadn't seen the video and I hadn't heard much about it, right? But I know how my phone is. Once I on some Wi-Fi, everything can download. So I just went through my gallery and lo and behold, it was there. I found it. Somebody I sent it out, right? Here's the thing, Neil. As reprehensible as an act that is, there are people on social media. First of all, we didn't hear much about it. You don't even know about it.
You don't even
know about it.
You can just say that.
Yes, I'm going to say, mute your microphone, because I'm going to say, there are people on social media saying how this lady needs help. She needs counseling. How it is hard for mothers out there. That's why you mute your microphone, because I knew you were cursed. Right? Yeah. Right. Good. Let me read, because he sent me some screenshots. Let me read some of the things that were said. Right? I'm not going to call the names. I'm just going to read the comments. There are parents who deliberately hurt their children. They mistreat and abuse them. When they're caught, they usually get bail and the children are eventually sent back to them. Some people need help not to be jailed. Some people need help not to be jailed. I saw that video, and I'm not saying she was right, but I listened to her words. She needs help, not prison. I just hope she gets help. Yeah?
Wait.
Hold tight, Neil Hoy. Hold tight, Neil Hoy. Hold tight, Neil Hoy. Yeah. Then we have this one that I loved, right? I remember we did the episode about sex life long time ago in Bethlehem, right? And it was brought up about postpartum depression and all these things, right? Somebody said in the comments regarding this, do we understand what a woman goes through in pregnancy? Clearly, this mother needs help. Was the father providing for this child, or did the mother struggle to feed this child?
Wait. What? Read that again, please.
Do we understand what a woman goes through in a pregnancy? Clearly, this mother needs help. Was the father providing for this child, or did the mother struggle to feed this child? And a couple of the men there were having it, so they responded and said, think the worst about the father. You think you want a worthless man attention? Shake my head. Somebody else said, that's right, it's the father's fault. Shaking my head. Somebody else said, if she was struggling, would she breed again?
Listen. I don't know why you brought up this topic, right? I could only assume.
No, I brought it up. I brought it up to show that if this was a man,
they would build a jail over the man
who had choked an adult woman. Yeah? If this was a man who had choked an adult, far less a child, an adult woman, or as you said, they would have built a jail over that man, right? Irrespective of what the circumstances were that led to him having that break to do whatever it is he did. As a matter of fact, let me retract that. Because I don't want to say that he equivocating and deflecting and finding excuses for it, right? If a man had done that, people would not have cared what the circumstances were that led to him doing what he did. So all of this is wrapped up. Because when they say that people don't really care what men have to say or what men are experiencing, this feel I'm making up things, they talking junk. But here it is. This woman choke a child. What could this child at 1 year old
Nothing.
have done?
Nothing. Not a thing.
You know what I mean? But we got people in the chat, in the respective posts, saying, but yeah, you know, maybe it was suddenly we start hedging.
Yeah.
And we don't want it. Somebody mentioned it earlier about the sisterhood.
The girl code.
Let me scroll back.
The girl.
Jason Bell. Jason says the sisterhood is undefeated.
Which is funny because I don't know if Jason watches all the time, but we speak about that. We've been speaking about that for months.
Awesome.
A few things as Derek catches his water break. To the person that just sent me that video, right? I appreciate you trying to keep me abreast of the situation, but that in a video I want to see. So I am not clicking on it. I don't want to see it. No. Certain things I just don't want in my space. The second thing I would say is that this is exactly the reason why, well, not exactly the reason, but this is one of the reasons why men don't publicly come and talk, right? Because shout out Rihanna, thanks. Glad he could join us. I remember years and years ago, I'm talking about over 10 years ago. This is pretty early on in Facebook. I was going through, those of you that know me, some of you that know me closely know that I suffer from depression. So back then I was going through, this was before it was diagnosed, I was going through a rough bout. And I went to Facebook. I was in a really dark place. I put up a status on Facebook, and quite literally 2 women that were on my Facebook page, they were like, why you always gotta be a bummer? Why you gotta say this? You know, like kind of making it seem like this is not your space, right? So, you know, I felt bad about it, but I was like, you know what, you're right. This is not the space for that, because again, Facebook was a new thing, right? You know, Facebook is for putting up food and cat videos. You don't get and talk about your feelings. But here we are now, and I saw it particularly with the Me Too movement now. Let me just say, before I say what I'm about to say, is that we see validity in the Me Too movement in that we understand where it was coming from. We understand what it was intended to do, right? We understand that there are some men out there, there are some people out there that abuse their power, that abuse their power as a man in this society to do some pretty bad things. Having said that, you know what I find very interesting is that we never have a space to talk about our feelings in terms of whether it be sexual abuse, whether it be feeling depressed, or whether it be feeling stressed, right? You made mention just now of that story where the woman was being defended by women for doing something that there's no defense. It's indefensible. You cannot defend that act. I don't care what that 1 year old in my mind will go and be setting fire and robbing banks. And even then, you go figure out 1 year old. You know what I mean? So I find that we don't speak, particularly on certain things, particularly on things like sexual abuse, particularly on things like breaking up, taking, infidelity, all of the different issues that women come to social media to talk about. We don't talk about it because 1, we can get ridiculed. 2, we can hear. I quite literally remember, right? I broke up with someone and I was feeling really down. I messaged a female friend of mine because I wanted somebody to talk to, and I didn't want to talk to my male friends or whatever. I was still in a weird place with these sort of things. Talked to my female friend, she called me. And I said, no, I messaged her, sorry. I was like, yeah, I broke up with this person. She said, oh, no, you broke up with this person? Will you do no?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I do know. And that person knew me pretty well, right? So it is interesting how they're laughing at my pain. It is interesting how people, how society has us that, you know, women can say and do certain things in certain spaces and it will be okay, be accepted, and it would even be damn near defended, right? Whereas when a man speaks, it is not the time, it is not the place, it is insensitive. How dare you? Particularly, I remember when it was the same Me Too movement and it started. I remember a guy, he started up essentially the male context to that, Eggplant Chronicles or whatever. And granted, the time may have been off, but every time you bring it up about sexual abuse or even how women talk to you versus how men talk to women, whenever you bring that up in a space, particularly in social media, there's always, yeah, but men wanna. Like we early on in this space there, we would have started saying certain things and we would have been told, but what about the men? When the men does do that too, right? So I feel as though being vulnerable, sharing how you feel, whether it be publicly, privately, or whatever, there are so many different things that we may have to kind of process. We have to process, as you mentioned, we have the chance of it being weaponized. Very early, one of my very first relationships, I think it was maybe the second serious relationship I had, I wasn't even 20 yet. Everything I told this woman in confidence, she would rub my back, I would cry on this woman's shoulder, she would rub my back, she'd tell me everything would be okay, you're not what you see you are, you're not stupid, you're not dumb, you're a good-looking man. All of my insecurities I told this woman, I confided in this woman. But you see, anytime we had an argument, and she wanted to push my buttons, because I'm a person, when we arguing, I argue on the merit of the argument. I argue facts. I argue on that. If we're talking about this water bottle, I can speak on this water bottle. I ain't talking about that. I'm not going to talk about your scarf. I'm not going to talk about, what you got going on in the background. I ain't talking about a jump shot that you shouldn't have taken 20 years ago. I ain't talking about nothing so, right? Every time we would have an argument, and she would try to push my buttons and she realized she's losing the argument, the woman would weaponize anything that I told her. And
because Neil
and embellish it to some more. The woman would magnify it. You know what I mean?
Right, because in the immortal words of Chris Rock, women are not about to let logic and facts F up their argument. So, and again, women are emotional, men are physical. So, when it comes to emotional stuff, we as men are not going to win. We are not going to win. We do not have any experience on that playing field.
Shoot, we haven't played the game.
That is a home game for them.
Yep.
We ain't gonna win, right?
Yep. But also,
I got a little segue coming up. So let me get back in the chat. Right. Seesaw Walker is amazed at the comments. Yeah. She cared more about mine than her child or put her in prison, says Jennifer. Justin says this is a serious disparity when it comes to mental health and emotionally driven actions where men and women are concerned, because women are emotional, men are physical. So that's why women will tear you down and do the whole character assassination thing. There was a man in Grenada a couple years ago, found out a woman was horny. He had a discussion, put two heads in a salt meat bucket and went to the police station, right?
That what?
Yeah. He came home, ran up from that situation, and my mom was like, but this is how you gonna deal with it. Then the therapy now done, so salt meat bucket for the toe winner. And he went to the police station. Yeah, Justice says, remember the man who killed himself and the two children? The child had the father's attention and she did not. And that's the thing.
I don't be in the streets, Claire. I don't be in the social media bacalies. Claire, I want to know where he's be. I be in front of my computer. I have my own little bubble in my own little world. The world out there is sickness. When I'm proud that when I know about people that shot the 1 year olds and they put heads in salty buckets. When I'm proud to say that where I just be. When I show want be me.
Yeah, me too, right? Jaleel said to complain and met with someone you try to trust is very rare these days. Neil, we can't even get Father's Day without ... Correct, Jimmy? You see sperm doing the comments and all that coming up.
Yo,
Mark in the house, good night, my brother.
Shut up, Mark.
Rian, welcome. Rian says it's hard for a man to talk about to their significant other about their feelings because a woman expects them to always be strong and without feelings. And with that, Neil, we have our segue to the text receipts that I just sent you.
Right.
I was going to keep this for short, but everything tying in nicely tonight, so we're gonna.
Wait, before we go into this, right?
Do that.
Before we go into this is one that can trigger me too.
Probably just a little bit.
But you see, because you setting up me.
Just a little
You
bit.
setting up me.
So
Anyhow,
just let me know. Let me know when you're ready to rock.
let me go. Let me get into it. Let me get
Cool.
into it.
So hey babe, what's going on? I called you 3 times. She says I'm at Judy's baby shower. It's loud over here. Are you okay? So she's checking to make sure he's all right. He says, babe, I had a bad day today. Remember Tevin? He was in a car accident and the driver fled. He is on life support. She says, wow, babe, I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry you had a bad day. Are you going to see Tevin? I can't. They won't let friends see him. And that's why I'm hurting. I've known him 20 years and he has always been there for me. I'm crushed and scared for him. His sister said it's bad and they may take him off tonight. Yeah? And that's take him off life support. She's like, wow, babe, I'm so sorry. He asked, is the baby shower almost over, babe? I need you. I'm breaking down. Her response. Yeah, be there?
Yeah.
No, babe, she has a lot of gifts and they're about to start opening them. Then I promised her I'd help clean up afterwards. I'll be another 2 hours or so.
But the man will be dead by then.
So
And he's sorry.
Babe, please just go home. I'm feeling low and just need a hug and comfort from you. I feel lightheaded and dizzy. I'm not handling this well. You can't have someone else help. I need you, babe. She says, just eat something and put a warm towel over your head and relax, babe. I promise I'll be home soon. 2 more hours and I'll speed right home to you.
The man, I got the vapors.
I'll tell you, right?
On what bad feels.
Let me read this in Bajan for you. Just eat something and put a warm towel over your head and relax, babe. Translation, man up. I promise I will be home soon. 2 more hours and they open brackets. Ain't gonna kill you. Close brackets. And I'll speed right home to you. That's what she's saying, right? He says, babe, when your grandma passed last year, I was at a basketball tournament. I had 2 games left and I didn't play those games. I was on the first flight to you. I clearly said I'm down and you're saying your co-worker's baby shower is more important than my pain. You've been there 5 hours. You can't stop everything for me. Let me pause here. For me, Neil, I don't like this. For me, I don't like this. Right? This is manipulation. Right?
You mean that the dude doing, right?
Yeah.
Yes, agreed. Good.
Like
yes, agreed.
Because when her grandmother passed, you shouldn't be bringing that back up. Don't bring that back up.
Ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
You did it. It's done and dusted. You did it because you felt it was the right thing to do. Leave it there. Yeah? Got nothing to do with this here. Let me go forward.
Yeah, before you go forward, right? I got commentary to give here too. Or what to do? I can reserve it.
Yeah, go for. Yeah, give me your commentary. Give me your commentary.
No,
I don't want you forgetting that.
All right. No, you are at. So this is my thing. My thing is, you at a baby shower, right? You tell the man he can be there for 2. You gonna be there for 2 more hours. The man is saying his friend that he know of 20 years is essentially on the last legs. Ain't looking so good for you. 2 hours, the man will be dead, right? You can tell the man is dizzy. He ain't feeling so good. He low. You can say, eat saying, I put a towel on your head. Can you imagine? Derek? Can you imagine? Can you believe? Can you imagine? You got a woman, and the woman call you and say, "Child boy, my home girl, I know from primary school, she ain't gonna make it, boy. Woman get a bad accident and rated. Wait, you mean Beverly? Yeah, Beverly ain't gonna make it. It's a child boy need you, babe. It's man. But you got bad feels, I feel sick and thing. Man, look, drink a little hot tea and
right here.
Put dash bag and you net and feel good about life here. Maybe she is thinking, Philip Burt, don't encourage this man. God is good. He can't find the next shirt. God is so good.
Yeah, it was looking for it.
You can't find it.
Philip didn't find it.
Right. But here's my thing, right? My thing is, you can't imagine if it were the other way around. It would just be bedlam. It would be bedlam. It would be bedlam.
That'd be noise forever. As a matter of fact, if it was the other way around, that's why he said they don't like what he did. That's how she would have responded.
Exactly. I agree with that. I would not have done the same. Anyhow, let me crack on.
Yeah, let me go forward. All right. So, my girl asks, "Are you effing kidding me? How could you bring up my grandma?" You see, I told you they like that move.
Mm-hmm.
It is not the same situation. That's your childhood friend. That was my blood. You're harsh to bring her up. I agree with you, darling. You're a man acting like a female. I agree with you, darling. I can't stop everything. I have obligations. And I said I'll be there in a couple hours.
We can pause? Please tell me we can pause.
We can pause. We can pause.
No, I agree with you. Dude should not bring it up. Because, well, for two reasons. One, as you said, you do something like if I'm there for you, like anybody, if I'm there for somebody through their downtimes, that ain't saying to bring back up.
I did.
Yeah. They're in a competition. But she decides she's going to make it competitive and she starts to flip the script. Now, again, my man is playing an away game in a sport that he knows nothing about. He playing emotional tag. And he's going to lose every time. Because you see, she's flipping it now. You can bring my grandma. I didn't even think about that. You bring your grandmother with his blood to you, Frank.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. So she's kind of harsh for saying she can't stop everything. She got obligations and everything like that, right? I mean, to me, this would inform me what type of chick this is. Me personally.
Yeah.
So
But let's go forward.
Let's go.
Let's go forward.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "I'm good. Stay at your co-workers. I'll call someone else. Thank you for showing me your true colors, bitch. It didn't take 2 years to see it. Maybe we should take a break. I need to get my mental health in order. You don't have the time." She says, "Wow, you will call someone else. Is that a threat? You're acting soft and giving me ultimatums as are insulting and shaming, right? Yeah, a break is what I need. I didn't sign up to take care of you."
Oh, Bumbuckla.
2 years down the effing drain. Don't text me anymore. You're clearly speaking from an emotional state. I'll let you cope. Get well. I'll get my stuff tomorrow morning. To which my guy says, "It will be on the lawn. Bye now." Big respects for that.
Well, I would tell you something there. I don't agree. I would say another mistake this gentleman made is "I am good, you stay at your coworkers, I'll call somebody else." I've done that before. And that serves no purpose. Essentially, you're doing the same. You are trying to manipulate the situation. Yeah. You're trying to emotionally manipulate the situation, right? So to me, I say, "Oh, okay, no problem," and I leave it there. That's where my mind.
Exactly.
Right.
My response to that, Neil, from the time I get just eat something, put a warm towel over your head.
Done with that.
I didn't bring that grandmother nor that, so
done with that.
It'd be okay, cool, very well. And or stay where you are. I good. I ain't telling you that I looking to get somebody else to help me with this situation. None of them things. I good. Do you, boo boo. And then where he went to, I didn't telling you about putting you stuff on the lawn. None of them things. So
I laugh, but
there would be on the patio or the lawn. But yeah, I ain't gonna treat you on the lawn. They'll be on the patio when you arrive. Or just come and get them.
But why's to get trippy, Lord?
Right? So my girl continues. She says,
"Wait, there's more?
Do not touch my stuff." There's more.
Go ahead.
"Do not touch my stuff. I'm serious. You're tripping now. I am on my way home." So suddenly.
Oh no, all of a sudden.
In the immortal words of Billy Ocean, suddenly she on the way home. All of a sudden, because it's your stuff now, obligations gone through the window. Then no more baby shower, then no more cleaning, none of them things. So you coming home. My guy says, well, I tell you I'm feeling down, you're busy. But when I tell you your clothes will be on the lawn, you're on your way home. Well, yeah, come get your shit. My girl says, my clothes are expensive. I'm on my way. You're acting brand new now. Unbelievable. My guy says, you haven't seen. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And somebody said it in the chat. I think it was Justin. He's talked to her too long. Yeah, he chat with her.
Yeah, too much chat. I've made that mistake before. I ain't getting back and forth with these ninjas no more.
Yeah, let me get the chat and see what the ladies are saying. She's insensitive and unkind, says Claire. I'm triggered, making it look bad for women everywhere. Steve said after she discussed it with her friends, that's wrong to done. Yeah, pretty much. Claire, she was never coming in 2 hours anyway, and even if she did, he'd get 5 minutes to vent. Then she'd tell him all about how the shower went. Facts. Claire is a woman, guys, a married woman, by the way, and she knows she's not a plant. He didn't bring her in here to corroborate stuff we say, right? Justin says she doesn't want to deal with his emotional baggage. No, she doesn't. Claire, I'm so pissed. Like, just hearing the words he used hurt me. How the hell do you reply like that? Right. She ain't invested. Claire, she's busy watching the unwrapping of Pampers and bottles for a call. Yeah, pretty much, Claire. That is what she's doing. She's watching the unwrapping of Pampers and bottles, and then she's going to help clean up all the wrapping paper. And that is why, for a co-worker, by the way, and that is why she was not coming home to deal with her man. And they've been together 2 years. Now, does anybody in the chat, anybody at all believe that this guy is not going to feel the need or the inclination to open up to any woman in the future? Anybody at all? This is how we get supervillains. This man came home. And the first person he reached out to was her. He could reach out because probably the first person he would have reached out, either before or after her, if it were a 1A, 1B situation, that person is in hospital on life support. So he reached out to his next best person, only to hear, but yeah, I really essentially I got time for that. You know, what am I supposed to do? As Steve said, hopefully she and the co-worker remain on good terms long after this. We can only hope.
But then
it takes too much time to understand the nutrition fact.
But here's the joke, right? The joke is, Derek, you know how these things is go, because women just do this thing where they stop talking to the one another. So
yeah, because nobody want to apologize, so it's better to just stop being friends.
Yeah. Men will go in the street and punch it out, or talk about it.
Or just be like, yeah, man, it happens, you know. So yeah, this is where we are. This is why men feel like they can't open up, they can't say anything, because it's going to be disregarded. It's going to be a case of some version of manner. Or I got a friend that went through that too. One of those kinds of situations. Mm-hmm. So men are like, you know what? I can just left this where it is. People don't really care about we anyhow. And that's the approach. Right? I got another one for you, Neil, because I told you tonight. I told you I was prepared for you, but you know, it happens.
But you see, Derek Marshall he was a serious man. So we have a lot of Senate shorts recorded. And the man, we said we can take a break from recording Senate shorts. My man said, yeah, but I got the stockpile. You see how he somehow weasel the main here now into the live stream to trigger me? Anyhow.
We got to deal with the content, man.
We have to. All
of these situations are actually linked, so it just kind of works out.
All right, just let me.
So we tackle them now.
Yeah.
We tackle them now. We don't gotta do a short with them. Maybe find some other content for us to.
Oh, you would never
go over.
You always got a plug.
Hey, these black allies, you know what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen, we are 138 subscribers. Just means 3 of you have subscribed since we started.
Thank you very much for that.
We love that. We appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Thank you to all of you guys who reach out, by the way, and touch base and share the content. You know, we call it content, but the goings ons in these social media streets. We really appreciate it. A lot of people reached out after yesterday's short, to say it was interesting to see us take and tackle something that was a little heavier, Neil. So we appreciate that as well. Thank you so much for watching and enjoying that, even though it was a little heavier than some of the stuff we would have done before. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. So like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. As always, make sure that you are hearing and getting all the content we have for you. We have some more for you tomorrow. I don't think we got a heavy one tomorrow, don't you, right?
No.
Tomorrow's is a little later than yesterday's.
Tomorrow.
So yeah, you ready for me, Neil?
Yeah, ready for you. I ready here.
All right. We are on screen. Here we go. Mike came over my apartment at 11 at night in tears. I'm thinking someone died, y'all. This man was crying like a chick because he was passed up for a promotion. I told him to toughen up and try again next year. He looked at me like he was going to hit me. He said this was the 3rd time he was passed up. You would think after 3 times he would be built for rejection. I hope he sees now why I left him. I don't want our kids to see this weak behavior.
Hold on a minute. No, Derek. No. You can make me walk out life. You are not gonna make me walk out of this show live, yo. Hold on a minute. This man was crying like a chick.
Yeah, he was crying like a chick. That's what he was doing.
Because he was passed up for a promotion. I told him to toughen up. And try again last year. This man was passed up 3 times, so he should be accustomed to rejection. She don't want her children. Listen.
He should be accustomed.
Listen, and I see you send me. Isn't it? You know, this man sent me 3 more pictures after this, but this it, though. So there's a conversation.
It's not done.
Oh my God.
See some walker, hold on to your lunch. Just.
You see when I see no ways gonna get you, like on a regular. I don't want y'all know, and for y'all people out there, this ain't no start because we got a podcast, you know. This is the sort of abuse I've endured for years. This man used to be next to me. Anyhow, we ain't gonna talk about school days, but
yeah, that's not talking about it.
This is years. Anyhow, we go on.
Yeah, let's go on here. Let's go on. So people start to respond because this is not a text exchange, you know. This is on
Threads.
Twitter or something like that, right? So somebody says, "Wow." Somebody says, "Girl, you actually had kids with him." What? And then she said, "Biggest regret, I didn't see this weak behavior until our 2nd child, girl." See, so I'm saying we making up these things. No, we don't make these trust me. We don't.
I wish we was this creative, to be honest.
Yeah, so my girl Daphne, celebrity. Yeah, this is the person, she runs that platform. Daphne's always good content. She says, so and people tag her, right? Much like how you would tag your favorite troll to come on Facebook or Instagram and say, but look at this here. People tag Daphne Sutton. She comes in, she says, and she's a big defender of men. Almost as big, or probably bigger than I am, a defender of men. And she says, so you're laughing at him opening up to you. This is another example of why men say nothing. Why suicide rates are higher in men.
Amen.
You're a clown, and I will definitely make sure he gets this tweet. You're a POS. What is a POS?
Piece of shit.
Got it. Thank you. How to process it. She says, yeah, you cried like a baby last year when Google said no, huh? That's why you're jobless now. at least he still got a job. And Daphne went and did a little bit of digging into her tweets. I found this when she said I interviewed for a job at Google that I was overqualified for. Made it to the final stage where I interviewed with 4 people. 3 days later, I get a generic email saying they picked someone else. Absolutely crushed. Been crying all morning. Pray for me. Absolutely crushed. Now, when she was going through it, when she got passed over for a job, she was broken to bits, right? Broken down like a fraction. This man is rejected for the 3rd time. And he should be cool with it. Again, he should be accustomed.
Yeah, he should be accustomed
to the rejection.
Yeah. But we are built in rejection. We are born into it, molded by it.
Born into it. But they adopted it.
Or they.
Yeah. So the person responds to Celebrity and says, B, you are weird as F to go through my old tweets from last year. This is not the same as what he did. Mind the business that pays you. Pandering is not allowed on my page. Blocking your attention, seeking ass. Yeah. So when it became real, when it hit the fan, and she was exposed as, you know, being a bit of a fraud.
That was a pure mistake. Pure mistake.
But sure, it kind of fits. But she was exposed as a fraud because she was doing essentially the same thing that she had accused her man of doing. It was okay. It was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But this guy is not allowed to feel the pain of the disappointment, of the rejection. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then you wonder why men don't say anything. You wonder why men say, you know what, let me just keep this stuff to myself, because people don't really care.
They really care.
They say that they do, but they really don't.
No, they don't.
And they, you know what I mean? Let's say somebody there, Neil.
Jeez,
somebody sent this to me. I think it was Justin. How big up Justin? Any crying?
Oh, I like this already. I see 1 star. I love it.
Yeah.
Let me get this on screen here quickly, boy.
Neighbor says that is probably what he went to her because she went through a similar situation. Yeah. Probably.
But the first mistake he made was going to an ex. So.
No, that was his woman. That was his woman.
Man.
Was it?
Man.
Yeah, well, baby daddy.
Right. Because she said something about that's why she broke up with him or something like that, right?
Yeah. And fellas, just say we find a healthy ways to cope. And I agree. We need to look at ways to better ourselves. If a woman goes through a breakup or something, they got to cope, you go to church, you go back to school. To find ways to hit the gym, find ways to improve themselves. Mm-hmm. We as men, we run to alcohol. Some of us run to drugs. You know what I mean? We run in the streets and start dealing with a whole set of women. We need to find healthier ways to process the stuff that we're going through, right?
Yeah, I got this this graphic. Just remind me.
Yeah, rest it on screen, man.
I love this.
4 men a week take their own life. 75% of all suicides are male. Men are less likely to get help. Speak out. Talking saves lives. Then we talk about equality.
We talk about the patriarchy.
Talk about the patriarchy. When we have a system that does not benefit men. It only sounds as if it does, but it doesn't. Right? It doesn't.
Mm-mm.
Because we had a well-known, what is the term to use? Lady of the night, who was in a home, in a house, kept it in complete disarray, and then she was offered help. How many times have we seen a woman out there, you know, I mean, she's fallen on hard times, and somebody, Sharianne Norris, I mean, I don't always, agree with the stuff she was, well, I don't agree with some of the stuff she may say, or I may not agree with her delivery. Let me say that I don't agree with her delivery, some of the stuff she says. But she did a very powerful clip where she says, you know, if you want a house, breed in her own inimitable fashion. If you want a house, breed. Because it seems like if the more children you get, the more you are lined up or in line to receive assistance. No men. Men do not get that kind of assistance. People don't care. People more likely to take the children from the man and left the man in the street. But here it is, we had a graphic just now, 84 men a week take their own life. I got a call yesterday after we released the short news, and somebody was giving me some info. They're supposed to give me even more info about the organization that we would have put on screen of those who are being abused and stuff like that to contact. And it's funny because the person said that that organization usually deals with children and men, right? And I found that shocking, right? Because people don't really care.
Thanks for joining. Clear leaving. Show clear. Thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, big up there. Thanks for getting in as always, right? And we have to understand and appreciate that as much as we live in a patriarchy, according to people, we are really in a gynocentric society. And this is where the problems come. Because women are allowed to be two people. Because we talk about equality, we talk about being masculine and feminine energy. We talk about women having the same rights and everything as men, no problem. But when it comes now to being accountable, when it comes to facing the consequences of the actions, that is where we have a problem. Because a woman can, I don't want to use that word because you may hear hate speech or inciting violence. A woman can place her hands around the throat of, a woman can restrict the airflow of her 1-year-old child. And we will hear, oh, she don't need prison, she need counseling, she need help, she need this, that, etc. A man can restrict the airflow of an adult woman. And then you hear all men toxic masculinity, sexism, chauvinism, misogyny, all the isms gonna come out. There's no equivocation there. There's no half-stepping. People speak with confidence. Lock up that man. There's no research into why he got to the point he got to. People don't care. You know what I mean? As far as it's concerned, he did this. DVD charge you for that. Lock you up for that. And that is where men have problems, ladies and gentlemen. Because a woman can go in the street and a woman hear me roar. Which comments are nonsense, Jennifer? I hope we don't mean the ones I am making. You have to mean the ones I was talking about. Carrying on. A woman can go into the street if she feel beating a man, she beat him. The man can respond, retaliate, land one punch, and then we hear how the woman poor, defenseless, weak and harmless, and how a big brute of a man offer this woman. These are the situations in which we are operating today. This is why a lot of men say, you know what? I won't let go. I figured as much.
Yeah, the ones in support of women.
I figured as much. Because I read it and I was like, wait, what? Okay. Had a backtrack there just now. I nearly get triggered. Right? These are the situations in which we currently live, people. And we need to be careful. We say all the time, Neil and I are feminists, even if people don't think we are. People say that we are. the two lead misogynists in Barbados right now. But we think that.
We up there.
But we have no problem.
We up there.
We have no problem. And I'm sure the men in the chat have no problem with equal rights and justice and opportunity and everything for women. Nobody has a problem with that. Man or woman in this chat.
Yeah, no problem with that.
The problem comes when the outcomes are different for man and woman.
In some fundamental areas, because you bring up a very interesting thing, right? You talk about how women, and we've seen it all the time, right? We've seen it when there are breakups, we see it when there's infidelity, we see when there is all types of different things where people usually give their commentary in defense of the woman, right? If a woman deletes a person, it is because, right? It is almost like it is almost like for some women can't do any wrong, which is fine. But then why is the hammer so hard on men, right? Because we men have feelings too. As a matter of fact, there are studies that show that emotionally and psychologically, men and women are closer to the same than they are not. I think it's something like it's 60-40 or something in terms of men and women being the same in terms of emotionally and psychologically, right? So it's not as wide a gap as people would think. Meaning that we are human beings, and what would trigger a woman would more than likely trigger a man. It's just that be through whether society, learning behavior, whatever, we decide we ain't talking about it or we ain't bringing it up. Things bubble, and people do all sorts of crazy things, particularly men. We see suicide rates. There are some men that will not even consider self-deletion, but will go out there and harm other people, right? I'm a person that I like things that deal with psychological makeup. So like things where you have like serial killers and that kind of stuff. I always find it very interesting. So when you look at the statistics between men and women in that regard, it is overwhelmingly men that do that kind of crime, right? Because women are not driven to that propensity to do those kinds of things, right? But instead of saying, okay, this person is a monster, you gotta look at it and say, okay, a person doesn't just get up. Well, very few people just get up one morning and decide to do foolishness, right? It happens through a series of events. Therefore, it stands to reason that we men have feelings too. We have emotions. We have heartbreaks. We go through a lot. I tell you what, Derek, it is very interesting. I speak a lot about depression and certain types of mental illness in this space. I am afflicted by that as well, and for years, I didn't know how I was feeling. I didn't know how to process it. When I got diagnosed or whatever, I decided, you know what, I can be more open and honest with people. For many years, I would have different traits. People want to know why he getting all so weird. I decided to let everybody know that this is what's going on with me. And I have found since I have done that, my male friends, come to me to speak about certain things. Male friends come to me and ask me about advice for certain things, for psychology and psychiatry and stuff like that, who to talk to a therapist and stuff like that. And it has even since we started this space, it's even permeated into our sphere of male companions, right? Mm. And it is interesting. Serena, Charlie, you don't know that I watch Mindhunter. I read that over. You know that. But yeah, it is just, I implore men, boy, going all around the world and dipsy doodling, but I am imploring men, you have to speak. Derek says it all the time in this space. Speak out. If you reach out to your woman and you say, girlfriend, wife, I'm dealing with a serious. No, I watching Criminal Minds, Jaleel. Criminal Minds be too much. I just watched 4 episodes of that and it's be too much, right? But you have to speak out, regardless of how it lands. If you talk to your wife, you talk to your girlfriend, you talk to your woman, and you say, "Babe, I get into something," and she blows it off, like that other woman, you go, she ain't the one for you. You want someone there to support you, right? I would also say that men do not have one person as a resource to vent to or to be emotional with, because if you have that one person, whether it's man or woman, and you decide that you can share with that person, and that person for whatever reason is unavailable, you're not going to feel comfortable speaking in other spaces. You don't have to build up that comfort level to speak in other spaces. So you know what? You have to build up a support system. You have to build up a set of protocols for when you have things that happen in life, right? Because a lot of us like to believe that somebody suffering from depression or somebody going through a bad patch or whatever, or that is a person suffering from mental illness, as if they're immune to it, or they're never going to get depressed or feel down. Every one of us gets down at some point, and at some point we are going to need someone. So I would encourage men to speak out. I would encourage men to speak out in certain spaces, safe spaces. There is no shame in talking to a therapist. There's no shame in talking to a priest. There's no shame in talking to someone that knows more than you. Because if you decide to handle things with your partner exclusively, and for whatever reason that partner decides whether they don't want to or they can't, you in dust guts, as we say in Barbados.
All right.
You're in dust guts. So it is very important that you speak out. Speak out on your feelings. Speak out on your feelings. Don't be rude. Don't be abusive verbally or physically, but speak out. Yeah, Derek was speaking earlier that we have a filter. You gotta kind of mute that filter in some cases. I ain't telling you to tell your woman about she chicken drying on it. I ain't tell you to go down in the archives and pull things from back in 1900. But if you are unhappy about something or you are going through something, you have to speak up. You have to speak up. Because the stats, I can put the stats on screen again. 75% of all suicides are male.
Yeah.
And I know that some people can say, oh, you know, these stats you always bring, the territory and stuff. Let me tell you something. See, if you could think in this society about the amount of men that kill, let me think about in Asia, Europe, all over the world. I remember you lived in Canada, other places. I lived in Canada. I lived in Toronto for a while, and I knew the self-deletion rates over there, and it was astounding. It was even more than 75%. Because generally speaking, there are many outlets for women. As a matter of fact, society by large, they encourage women to seek help, self-help books. Like when you even look at self-help books for men and women, self-help books for women help to empower them to be more mindful, be more self-reliant and resourceful, to better themselves. When you see self-help for men, it is geared toward finances, is geared toward the outward grooming, that sort of stuff, right? So we have to kind of change it. We have to change the trend, because there's an obvious correlation between the men that do violent crimes, the men that have high self-deletion rates, and them not having an outlet to speak about certain things, right? So it is very important. But we don't share because society doesn't want us to share. Society doesn't care for us to share. Yes, it sounds good in theory, and it sounds good to get a click and a like and a share. But when you really look at it, like if we were to start talking about sexual, like imagine going on Facebook and talking about child boy. I remember a time I was sexually abused in a beige fat when a woman, and this is a true story, where a woman put her hand down my pants without asking or anything like that. I mean, this woman ain't nothing, and the woman quite literally groped me in a fat. I have seen it happen to other men, big muscular men. I've seen it happen to, right? It happens. But when we speak about these things, we can always be told about, oh, look how men trying to change the narrative and how they're trying to make it about them when men ain't that good. I watched a video yesterday about K. Michelle. I don't know if you would have seen it, where K. Michelle said, you know, she was on some radio program and they were interviewing her, and they were asking her about her trauma in her adult life, her career, etc. And they asked her pointedly, what is the one thing that that set you back in life? What's one thing that was your biggest challenge in life? And she said, men. She said, men are no good. Men are not good people. As a matter of fact, she said, men are not good people. And that's the narrative up there by many people. We are no good.
We're always villains.
So no, so it's like, think about villains. Everybody knows villains like Darth Vader. Everybody knows villains like Thanos. Everybody knows Skeletor. Can you imagine the perception of society is? Can you imagine Thanos saying, "Oh, I don't feel well today. I'm feeling down and depressed." Can you imagine Skeletor saying, "Evelyn, I just can't get this Castle Grayskull take over. I can't get He-Man beat." Can you imagine?
Nobody cares.
Just be by, hush him out, and just do your thing, right? And I know it sounds funny, but that is the perception. The perception is that you're a big man, though, and that's the thing. Big men have to go out there, and we have to hustle. We have to fight. We have to do dangerous jobs. We have to do several things. So it was a little downtime. It was a little you feeling down. You know what it's got to go through. It's got childbirth. It's got periods. It's got all these things to deal with. As if men doesn't have. We are not the same. Agreed. But our problems are not your problems. We don't know what it's like to have postpartum depression. We have no clue what that is like. So we are not going to. So when you come and speak to us about that, we are not going to by and large say, "Oh, but suck it up and just take care of your child." No. By extension,
you could, but it went well.
It went well. By extension, you don't know what it's like to know what it's like to, as my man said, he was passed up for a promotion or a job several times. He was rejected. We get rejected by women every day. We get rejected by jobs. The same patriarchal society rejects us every day. Every day. Every day. Consider that as a man, if you drop something as a woman and I go to pick it up, I'm going to be treated with a cold shoulder because I clearly won't be hitting on you and whatever. But they're just doing a good deed. You know, when I approach a woman to ask a question, a genuine question of where to find liquor or something like that, you know, you're met with some sort of, what is my approaching me here for now? Do you understand? Like, I understand how things were, but we have done a very poor job of adapting this society based on all of the things we have done to change archaic thinking in this society. Yeah? Once upon a time, it was a patriarchal society. More so, it was a society that was benefiting a certain class, creed, and color of people. I ain't getting into that. But let's be fair. We as black men can't say, "Oh, this society is a patriarchal society for real." We can't do that. So the same way we changed the society from the 1950s, the 1800s, all those times, and we now have inclusion of women and other minorities and ethnic groups, and we have certain resources for people to get opportunity and to gain opportunity, have equal opportunity. It's the same way we have to understand that men have emotions and feelings too. We are vulnerable just like you two. It's just in a different way. And we have to understand that we did not adapt very well to the changes that were made in the last few decades. Feminism, we understand feminism. Me Too, we understand Me Too. But these things, these concepts have been twisted to the point where you cannot speak in any way against a woman, nor can you as a man share your feelings and emotions about anything. So we got to do a better job. And it starts with us men. Us men got to be unapologetic about sharing our feelings. If women don't want to listen, if your partner don't want to listen, find somebody that will. If she feel that you're going to cheat on her or whatever because you...
Find another partner.
Shoot. If she feels as though you're going to cheat on her emotionally by going to another woman, then you got to work out in the wash. But in the end, you got to take care of your mentals. You are nothing without your mental stability and peace. That's the most important thing you have in this life, your health. So, here endeth my rant for this evening.
Rian said, I also think, though, don't expect the woman to be able to handle that burden. You will the way you would like, they may only be able to do so much. Don't be afraid to see someone about your issues. I like that in theory, but it sounds to me like if you are trying to shirk that responsibility, Rian. So just let me know. Just give me some clarity, or if you
because
we really trying to do.
Because let's be honest, Derek.
Because your mind, if your mind says to you, you know, well, you're really able with this here. I think you're about to see somebody for this. I don't think that would go down very well.
Exactly.
So I don't know. Justice said daytime talk shows, community groups, women have the resources and the outlets. Yeah. Julia said some women read these empowerment books and still misunderstand the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think they understand clearly what's being said, because a lot of this stuff is catered to make money.
Mm-hmm.
Neil and I, we don't make any money doing this show. We just like it. We just feel that some of these stuff that we have learned at 40, some people need to know, men need to know well before 40. So that's why we come here and we do it every week. We share it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we have nothing to gain. Yeah, except for when a curse we come, but said it out there, we get in here. You know what I mean? So you gotta be careful where you access your information. Just saying. So nor can you claim to be the victim of a woman's wrongdoing. Yeah, women are doing it, it's not men. Jennifer said there, I agree with you. I have to disagree with Rianne. Rianne says she's not shirking. Antisocial says it sounds like if you are. So yeah, let me just research, but she provides some clarity and says that she's not shirking. I remember when they first started doing these posts on Facebook, right, Neil?
Mm-hmm.
Earlier this year. I'm here looking through trying to find the exact post, but it's been a while. So you know, it's pretty far back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think I've actually found it. And I shared a screen grab of a post from your guy, the Godfather.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked, ladies only, would you date a man for years, see him exclusively, visibly and publicly support him in his endeavors, etc., etc.? And some of the comments came in for that particular post. And number 4, evolve your persona and image around him, sing his praises. Right? And I remember a lot of people, a lot of ladies in particular, they weren't amending their personality for anything. No, they weren't doing that. And a lot of them felt like if supporting the man, visibly and publicly support him in his endeavors, that was an issue. That was a big challenge. That was a big challenge for a lot of the ladies in the chat. And what I can understand why you wouldn't want to amend or adjust your personality to be in a relationship with somebody. But I think we all do it if we think that the person is worth it. I think we all do it on some level.
Mm-hmm.
But the ladies were not. A lot of women say straight point blank, I ain't supporting a man. I ain't here to deal with his problems. He got to deal with his own issues.
Mm-hmm.
So again, all of that would tell you why men say, you know what, this whole me sharing and thing, this ain't really working out for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I can just keep my business to myself. I would have sent you a graphic deal. It's all this on Fair Alliance page, so you could give that a share as well. Yeah, and it reads, shout out to all the men going through a lot with no one to turn to, because this world wrongly taught our males to mask their emotion, and that strong means silent. Yeah.
And silent is attractive.
Yeah,
I like
strong silent type.
I love the strong silent type, correct?
Yeah. Rihanna says, I'm just saying she can be there for you 100%, but when it comes to depression as a mental illness, there's only so much you can do. You have to see a professional. And that's true.
I agree.
Just put your leg a little bit to see where it would come down.
To see if you were dipsy doodle.
But yeah, if you're dipsy doodle a little bit, but you have it yourself, you appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Oh Lord, Fergie, boy, you come in late.
You come late, boy.
Late in the class.
Got met do two laps.
Yeah, boy, you missed the man preaching.
Yeah.
But Go ahead, Neil.
Right, I was saying, I don't know if anybody wants to call in. I could put the link and everybody can call in. We could get a discourse or dialogue happening. So what I will do is I will take care of that right now. Open up the phone lines. There you do have a video there that
Yeah, man. To run that as well.
yeah. So I can
When
run.
they setting up the link.
Yeah. So let me get that going right now. All right. So
That a man has always got to be held at such a high standard. He's always got to be the one to check on everybody else, but who gonna check on you? As your woman, that's my job. That's one thing my man ain't never got to worry about. Baby, how was your day? We don't want to talk about me. We're not going to talk about me. How was your day? How you feeling today? How your mental? How was your spiritual? Like, are you good? You know what I'm saying? Is something bothering you? Okay, cool, baby. Go on in there and take you a shower. Cleanse yourself. Come out. I got you. I'm going to rub your feet.
So yeah. And how many of us, how many women are willing to do just that? How many women are willing to say, you know, baby, I got you. I got it. You know what I mean? A lot of women say straight up, they be pampering the man like that, they be catering to the man like that. Shoot, they wanted to cancel Cater to You by Destiny's Child. Cater to You came out in the early 2000s, I think. Tune 20 years old, and they wanted to cancel that because to their mind, the song Cater to You was misogynistic. And this is three women singing about catering to their man. And that song was viewed as sexist, misogynist, all other is.
all the is.
You know what I mean? So we're now, please note, we have no problems with a man like Bruno Mars saying it would catch a grenade for you. We had no problems back in the 90s, man. After Seven said, I'll give you the sun, the rain, the moon, the stars, and the mountains. I'll give you the world. We had no problem with that.
Big trap.
But we also had no problem on the flip side with a woman saying, I don't want no scrub. Well, filing for bankruptcy, we had no problem with that. But for three women to say, hey, let me cater to you. You know what I mean? I could put your do-rag on and all that there. What? We can cancel that.
They're going against script there. Getting off script.
You know what I mean? What's good for the goose got to be good for the gander. So if we have no problem catering to the women should have no problem catering to the men.
Yep. And what I would say to that is
fair is fair.
Fair is fair. And what I would say to that is what we have to understand, right? And I'm speaking to the ladies now, the women. What we have to understand is that I know society, I know social media does gas at everybody, and everybody look good, and everybody's a catch, and everybody's a praise, and everybody's a diva, right? A lot of y'all don't want to look inward to say, I really am not a catch. I really need to work in this area. I really need to uplift myself more. I have to be less toxic. I am really not the queen or diva that I think I am. I am just a woman with a bad attitude. Fine. Y'all don't want, you don't want to take accountability for that, right? You don't want to inwardly and digest that, right? I'm trying to be serious there. I'd be dead serious, right? But you, but you don't want inwardly digest. What I'm saying, right. But women, you have to understand, right? That the same way you see yourself as a catch and a prize and all this and all that, you have to understand that it takes two for a relationship. A king needs a queen and a queen needs a king. You don't see two queens walking about your place. You have never in the history of royalty heard about two queens running a monarchy. You would have heard about a king having a dalliance with another boy or whatever, you know, funny times or whatever. But you would have never heard of two kings or two queens running a country. You always heard a king and a queen, right? So the king and queen, so if you are the prize, if you think you are the prize, we always talk about 300. We always talk about monarchy throughout history, where by and large, when you have a king, you have a queen, behind him, not beside, behind him, right? I know that can be a little controversial, right? I know you can hear all misogynistics or whatever. Jennifer, behave. Decorum, Jennifer, decorum, right? But a lot of people seem to think that when a king is ruling a kingdom, I'm not talking about a queen with a Queen Elizabeth and a Prince Philip type of deal. I'm not talking about that. Because watch, Prince Philip is behind the Queen of England, you know.
Still a prince.
Still a prince. That man ain't a king yet.
He dead a prince.
He dead a prince. Well, sorry, he died a prince. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So when a woman thinks she's a queen, she has to understand that she has to attain a king. You are the prize, but you want a prize too. And you have to attract what you want to reflect. What you want to outwardly put out there, you have to reflect. So, if you want a king, but you're willing to support the man, you're willing to check on the man, you're willing to check on the mentals. We had a short a few weeks ago where a man and a woman called in, and the man was too nice, according to the woman. Too nice. The woman used to put flowers in she office every week. Get the woman social media access to his accounts. Put rose petals about the place and make a 5-course meal. Right? My man was doing everything he can to make his woman happy. Right? And she was sounding ungrateful to the point where I know she wasn't doing them things for her man. You see, all women want men to do the whole Disney thing. And I ain't not talking about the no-come Disney. I talking about the Disney from Snow White and what's the other one? Sleeping Beauty.
40s and 50s.
Right. From the 30s, 40s, and 50s, right? Y'all want the man to storm the castle. You want the man to fight the dragon, fight the queen, right? Slay the evil king. But watch, right? Y'all want that, but still, y'all have shifted from that entire narrative and that entire society and that entire way of thinking. Because guess what? Back then when the man was storming the castle, all women used to do was do basket weaving, knitting, cooking and cleaning, and bearing children. We've gone away from that. So you know what? How about we both try to slay the dragon? How about we both try to get away from the evil witch or whatever? You have to want what you want to reflect. So if you want to reflect a queen,
But other way, you gotta reflect what you are.
Well, yeah.
Sorry, and that's how relationships work. You are going to reflect what you are.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you want more than what you are, that's called entitlement. That is called entitlement. So if you want a man that loving and caring and you are not that, guess what?
Yeah.
It ain't gonna work.
Yeah, you want a man to check on you, rub your feet. I remember, in this same space, they was talking about your boy, Ramel Miller. Talk about his wife just cut his toenails.
Yep.
And people do the most. Do the most. If you were to tell the average woman today, I would like a woman to cut my toenails, women will go ape shit. But they want foot rubs though. They want massages though. You understand? So let's take a bit of accountability with me. Let's know for a fact that you feel you're a queen and you deserve a king. Nowhere in history does a queen be by the king's side or go ahead of the king.
Actually shouldn't, because there's a protection element involved as well.
And only one person can rule a country at the same time. I'm not saying that the king is not going to seek advice from the queen. I'm not going to say the king is not going to fight war on behalf of the queen. Because that is how it is. The chief advisor to a king is a queen. How to handle people, the emotional side of ruling a kingdom. the soft, tender side of ruling the kingdom, it comes from the queen. Shoot, the queen sometimes even manipulates the king so that he can do certain things. Once it's to the benefit,
most wars are started over women.
And once the benefit is to the people of the land, then that's fine. And they wrote a little manipulation if everybody benefiting. You understand? Because men are stubborn. Men don't feel on an emotional level like women. So if you say, the people say, well, you go lower the queen, your advisor is telling you go lower the tax. Nah, let us starve. Let's starve. They got to pay my tax. But then the queen still look there. You know, once upon a time,
I come and rub your head.
You know what I mean? Probably get a little loving and you change. But there's a benefit to that. So what I'm saying is, we have to start thinking that you have to start thinking that I'm a queen, so everybody got to cater to me. The world has to cater to me. When I get home, cater to me. If I don't feel like cooking, food got to appear. If I don't feel like talking about your problems, and I just feel like complaining about my problems all night, it's on me every night. But then when the man shut down, when the man start talking, and when the man find himself in the arms of another woman, all of a sudden now he's a dog. You got irreconcilable differences. Shoot, women divorce men simply because they don't open as they used to. Or at all, he don't talk to me. You ever bother asking the man what's going on? And not make it about you at any point? So, I say all that to say that this is a two-way street. As much as y'all don't want to acknowledge it, and as much as we are quick to be labeled misogynist and sexist, and men is do bear junk, and men in a good men, toxic men are the most dangerous, and this, that, and next, the third, you have to be complicit in the degradation of what's been happening in society today when it comes to relationships. Because at the end of the day, we are told, no, Rihanna, I don't have Christmas lights, and stop watching my background. What I am saying, yes, I do have a Christmas lights. It's not Christmas lights. There's a whole story behind it, but don't worry about it. If you want, well, you give me the ring light, not the lights in the back. Anyhow, we get off topic.
Right.
We have to understand that we are all complicit in what is happening in today's society. Men don't feel comfortable talking about their problems from as young as a child because their father never taught them how to share as a man. Those of us that grew up with a father. I had about 10, 11, 12 years with my father. My father is a man I never see cry. My father is a man my father bury people, I never see my father cry. Never hear my father say, I'm feeling down or depressed. Never hear my father say, you know, my father is the strongest man I know. That is where I learned how to deal with my emotions, and it ran me in problems. It has run me in problems because it took a lot out of me to get to this point where I talk about my problems and I share. I talk about in my 30s. Well, I ain't 30 no more, but you know what I mean? It took me well into life. So the point I'm trying to say is that society, by and large, this patriarchal society, teaches us men not to share, not to talk, not to be vulnerable. So now, when we don't talk, y'all don't create a space for us to talk. And it's always about your problems. And we feel as though we ain't got the space. We can find other outlets to do it. Whether it be drinking, whether it be hanging with the boys, whether it be in the arms of another woman, whether it be in our work, whether it be in partying, we can find an outlet to relieve stress. We in Barbados have a problem that the quickest thing we just do is to go to affect our boat right. Nobody in having meaningful conversation. But it's only in this last 18 months we've been having meaningful conversation because you ain't got nothing else to do. Right. So a lot of people, we ain't got that voice, that outlet to go and party and walk up on somebody, girl child or boy child or somebody's son or whatever when they kids to say. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that no more. So create the spaces that the same spaces you would want to feel safe and secure and vulnerable to share is the same spaces you have to foster with your partner. And I'm talking to women. Men, don't take nobody. Share your feelings hard or soft. Be respectful, be polite. Well, don't be disparaging, don't be rude, don't be condescending. But by the same token, don't hold your mouth. Because, and I talk about anything, you hold your mouth, it can build and it can fester and it can build and it can fester. It can build resentment. I'm telling y'all, and everything will go the way the dodo bird. And you might end up doing something that you don't want to do, that you shouldn't be doing.
Or you find out that your man going with a woman, and then there's a lot of times, you will see a lot of times a woman would get a horn and then be wondering, wait, how we end up with this woman? Well, you look better than she, or, you know, was she? Yeah, you may look better than she, but guess what? She listening, or at least appearing to listen. Yeah? So you might be hotness, but you concerned with whatever it is you concerned with, you want to check it for this man.
But Derek,
a lot of times men just want somebody to listen.
But you know, Derek, women, some women out there, I've heard women say that anytime a man cheats on a woman, the woman has no fault or accountability in that situation. And I talking about across the board, you know. I ain't talking about the ones where everything good, everything nice, the wife at home providing a stable, healthy, vulnerable environment, the man go, you know. I talking about the men that do bare jump. I talking about across the board. I talking about if I have a woman and they say, babe, I'm going through something, somehow let's suck it up and deal with it. So all right. I come again now and they saying, you know what? Instead of me going home tonight, I can go by the rum shop. Because I ain't really about dealing with that. Then when you find yourself in the arms of a woman, it is all your fault as a man. It is never a woman's fault.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
Men are villains. Men are villains. Yes, I can imagine that. Men are villains. Right? As you said, Neil, some men is caught with the alcohol. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you, there is nothing. A man will not leave out a woman. I agree, Justin.
I agree. I agree. You made the decision, but at the end of the day, some of us, some situations we have, you got to understand. And again, it comes down to how we were socialized. We ain't gonna say nothing. As Derek said, we got a filter, so we ain't gonna say nothing. We ain't gonna bring up nothing. So, but what I'm saying,
I'm not gonna say anything, and then it works. So it manifests itself and say, you know what? Let me look for this outlet someplace else.
Exactly.
Right. So we're not saying that you would have necessarily forced the man to go and do whatever, but there are contributing circumstances, as my man says, contributing circumstances. For example, I can tell you, I've been there and lived it. There are men who go out after work, 9 o'clock, they finish work at 4 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, they're still in the work close. They ain't going home. I've been there. I've lived that. They ain't going home. I got a friend that tell you that they carry Jesus Christ in, called it just in one game house.
I won't laugh.
They just in one game house. They in the bar, them in the men that got away from, but the same man, we could drink another rum. They just in one go home. And you're going to ask yourself, why? Because guess what? The bottle understanding them better than the woman at home. I say that if a man step up on you, put a little horn in you, that's not his decision. That's a decision he made. But the same way, if a woman is going to restrict the airflow of her 1-year-old, we have to look at the circumstances that would have contributed to that. We have to look at the circumstances then that would contribute to a man saying, you know what, instead of going home, let me get this rum shop. And after you get targeted rum shop, you got this woman here because this woman is.
All right, good. I can deal with two things because I see Serena, I see Charlene talking. Then why don't you leave? Because we have spoken in this space.
Go ahead, dude. Go ahead.
There's so many ways to start. I can start with saying this. First things first.
This is going to be contagious. Here we go.
Because a man cheats doesn't mean that he don't want to be with you. Man want to be with you. The man want to be with you. The man want to be with you. So if I want to be with you, I marry you. I'm in a relationship with you. I want to be with you. But you ain't want to talk to me. You playing cold. You don't want to give me the loving. You shouting at every little thing. You arguing at every little thing. Well, I ain't want to leave you. I love you.
Look at Will.
You understand?
Will it go anyway?
Will ain't going away. But Will cheating though, as he come out to light and said he's had indiscretions too. But hear why he started having indiscretions. Understand why he started having indiscretions. So Will ain't going away. And yes, I know everybody can say, oh, Will is a multi-millionaire. He got a lot to lose. But let us bring it down to our level. We all have heard of situations where men are married, but got another family out there, got children for other people or whatever. But them just ain't left in the wife. Them just ain't divorcing. Why? Because they have honored and committed to someone and a situation. But you know what? Over time, women feel that you got to take we as we are. Shoot, everybody's changed, right? So what you want to have sex all the time for? What you want to talk about your feelings and emotions for? Why you don't care about the garbage as I want you to care about garbage? Why you don't wash dishes as I want you to wash dishes? I'm crawling about every little thing. So you know what? The man say, no, what? See me? I can just stop.
A little piece.
A man might say I can start getting the bar. When you get the bar and you get little drinks in it, you start to loosen up. The bartender, the woman behind the bar, starting to listen. Starting to realize, well, this man is a good man. Some things happen, but the man ain't one left and break up his whole entire life for that.
Just want ease out and come back.
Man just want to feel validated as a person, as a human being, as a man. Right? And I would even go as far to say this, and I've said it before, and I've had this argument a few times with some women, right? Commitment. Infidelity does not. Commitment is not determined by infidelity. Right? And men commit a lot different than women do. Because when a man say I do, guarantee that man ain't ever contemplated divorce. I could give it the numbers up and down. When I should know them by heart, by now. when a man says I do, but he does it.
Yeah, he's taking a while to get to that point.
Good. Man decided he can get down one knee and make an honest woman out to you. But women, whether we horn or don't horn, when is decide to divorce? Irreconcilable differences.
Yeah. No fault divorce.
No fault divorce. So you know what? It shows me, the numbers show me that we commit differently to women. I won't say we commit more to women. You understand? And because we go out there and cheat, I am not saying for every situation, I'm not giving carte blanche to every man that go out there and telling when a man know, oh good, I could go and horn my wife now called Neil say it. No. No, if humble, you good. If your wife treat you like a king,
It's not gonna work with me.
daughter Caswell, don't bring that up on me. Don't put that up on me. What I'm saying is that it is not as easy to just leave. It is not as easy to say, I can just walk away from this woman and my children. Because that is not in my mind. That is not in my sphere of thinking. I just wish this woman would open up to me more. I wish this woman would talk to me more. I wish this woman would give me intimacy some more and stop arguing with me and crawling with me and questioning my manhood, how I lead. You know what I mean? Anyhow, there's another thing I want to deal with. I see Rian said, but you see what you said, Neil. You didn't have the example of showing emotion. Some women, the so same for women. They grow up not seeing emotion from a man, so women have to learn how to treat that man now. And that's why he's saying it is all the 360 thing, right? Because men and women raising the future generation of men and women. So if you don't see emotion as a man or a woman or a boy or a girl from your father, you ain't gonna know how to deal with it going forward, right? So it is important to learn how to, and that's why I say a lot of women have had to put on a masculine energy and put on a masculine trait because they feel that that is what they need to do to exist in the world of work and the world outside of their house. And they bring that energy into their house. So because you take on that energy, you expect if you're a woman and you show emotion like this, a man should show emotion just like that. But again, we are not the same. We are similar, but we are not the same. So you expect a man to come home and be ushy-gushy, or if you as a woman that would decide, I can let that roll off my back, so he got to roll off my back. Or you know what, I think a man should have it roll off his back. Like, we are all complicit here, you know. That's what, again, I'm saying. we're all complicit. It ain't men need to know how to raise men only. Men know have to show emotion for women too. It takes a lot to show children how to deal with life. So you gotta be vulnerable as a man and a woman to your children. So we gotta stop the blame game, because once we understand the reason why Darren and I come to this space and the reason why we point fingers is because we have to show that there is a divide. If men and women tomorrow realize, this thing is really my fault, and everybody was to take accountability across the board and willing to listen to move forward, then things would be so different. If women out there are willing to see a man's perspective, like from a vulnerable emotional space, things would change. But no, everybody right. We live in an age where nobody is wrong in 2021. Because they got access to a smartphone or the internet, and they could go up on a social media site and hit 140 characters or how much ever is put in now and hit send. I know it all. Nobody can't throw better than me. Nobody ain't funnier than me. Nobody ain't more knowledgeable than me. Nobody ain't better than me. So when I come out as a diva, and I come out, nobody ain't better than me. This night, next, and third.
But you're still
all alone, but her alone so south.
There you go. Because you don't want to cater to your man. Cater to a man? Because you have not healed from your past traumas of hurt men hurting you. We've all been hurt, sweetheart. I just want to tell you, in this day and age, men and women have been hurt. For every story you have of being hurt by a man, we have stories of being hurt by a woman. So we could do that all day long going into next year. So let me stop playing that game.
Everybody hurt, Neil. Everybody hurt. The woman, all right, I'm out harm you. That's invariably where it is. Well, 90% of the time you get harmed. There'll be the off chance, well, you mind, there's plenty harm upon you or whatever. But with women, it'll be a little different. You can get some horns. There could be some emotional manipulation at play. There could be some other more deceptive stuff that involves, like fake pregnancy and that kind of thing. Chris, what would tell you? Men like the most, women tell the biggest lies. I might tell you, it was by Tony House. I would tell you, that's you, baby. So it's two different sets of lies. But we at that kind of time, boy. Yeah, that kind of time.
I would continue. I would continue preaching here.
Yeah, I know. But we had a really interesting discussion tonight. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. We really appreciate it.
We do.
We got 138 subscribers, heading up to 150. So keep it cracking, keep it going. We appreciate it. As always, like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell.
Don't forget we have this graphic. You got this. You got this graphic on screen.
Yeah, man. Put it on screen. Put it on screen.
Put it on screen. No.
So you can.
It on now.
To make some strides and get over this place. And this is what we're talking about. This Dion sent this on to me today. I can give you something to cry about. Boys and men do not cry. That was his mother. And then years later, his wife can't you show just a tiny bit of emotion. So as he's grown up, he's kind of maintained the status quo. So we really have to be careful how we raise our boys, one. And then ladies, understand that your power is in your feminism.
Femininity.
Femininity. Your power is in your femininity, right? If you find that man that you figure you can rock with, that he rocking with you, just go with it, show him your softer side, and you will get the world from it. Neil alluded to Romel earlier. Romel left and he was
listen, when there's women lambias is man up and down. But he happy, He married and happy.
And she's not barefoot and pregnant, by the way. A very qualified woman, but she went with her man. Ain't wrong with that.
Right.
So folks.
I just want to add one. Right. I just want to add this one thing. Sorry, Derek. You mentioned the femininity, and it's very important because I just had the thought that a lot of women are putting on masculine energy, and it is like you putting on a suit that is too big for you. Like that is like putting on a suit that's not yours, right? That's like putting on a shirt that belonged to your older brother or sister. It can't fit you. You pretending to be somebody you are not. So I want two things and giving us some homework to do, right? Men, be taught to every week. Be the best version of you. Open them out and say something. Don't let the stress kill you. Don't let the bothering kill you. Because in the end, if you don't say anything, the world can treat you like you don't exist. And even if you do say something and it is met with some condescension or is met with some disregard, then you know how to move. Find somebody else to talk to. Find a space to talk to. There are resources out there. You may go do some digging, but you can find it. Those male friends of yours that saying, man, just don't study that. Just drink a drink and let me go and foop saying. Don't listen to them. Them ain't got your best interests at heart.
You send it in session@gmail.com. Short week.
Right. Short week. Right. And second thing, women. Let us all start to understand that as much as men are messed up, and men are toxic, and men have their issues, and men have to learn to take accountability, women have to do it too. It is no longer a patriarchal system. You can no longer blame the system. No more. And it's only so much it's only so many times you get horned. It's only so many times caught. You could bring all the excuses and the reasons why you're a victim. By the end of the day, when you're done, we have all been a victim. We have all been there, men and women. So when you're done, have you come to Jesus moment and realize that the reason things are the way they are is not only because we men do it. You think if men were wholly and solely responsible for the way things are today, you would think that men would be happy, right? So we say rate be down. It'd be good. We'd be just out here cheating and horning and doing as we like. No. Women are single, men are going their own way, and people just unhappy. So it got to start with when I talk to one of friends, when a female friend, when I see the behavior, talk it, about it, call it out, and let her know what you talking about is bare jokes. See that behavior you put on social media, that makes sense. See this, I don't need a man energy. See this, you's a bad B and you don't need the man. You need to cut that out. Cause when Valentine's Day come and your birthday come, and all you girls with a husband, talk to Keisha, you're gonna be crying. You understand? And you want to eat sand and grow and put on weight. So you know what? Once everybody realizes that we're complicit in this thing going on the drain, is the sooner we can be able to pull it back out the drain. So I ain't want to hear about the blaming men anymore. If you come into this space to blame men, we ain't got nothing for you. If you, nothing. And if you have a friend that want to blame men holistically and don't want to look at self, we ain't got nothing for you. Because at the end of the day, as much as we get women, we have taken accountability for our actions as men, me and Derek, right? And we're imploring men to hold themselves accountable and do better for themselves, because we all know right and wrong. So the same way we know right and wrong, we know right and wrong too. So ain't no more excuses in this part for man or woman. No more excuses. We're done with that.
Yeah, folks. It's the Senate podcast. We had a good discussion. As always, it's good to see y'all guys. We appreciate it. We can see you next week. Come through. And we encourage you, join the calls, man. Hit the link and come in.
We ain't gonna bite.
So we can, and come and defend your points, man. Make your points. So we know that and everything you agree with when we talk it. So when the links open, call in. We can have a little discussion and everybody can benefit. We appreciate that. But yeah, man, we can see you guys next week. I think it'll deal with the curse word next week, boy. If I really am.
The P word?
Nah. The S word.
You mean
Yeah, S word, but I'll think about it and we can have a little talk about it.
All right.
But I almost did what Jennifer. Yeah, guys, you can ignore the reality all you want. You cannot ignore the consequences of ignoring reality. Be the best version for you. of you, for you. And don't forget, we don't make the rules. We just make sure you know what they are, so we can see you guys next week.
Oh dear.